Now tutorial for what? Numerical 2 is complete. Now start for the third numerical. Following data are obtained in the system gauging operation. Current meter with a calibration V is equal to 0.32 n plus 0.032 meter per second, where n is equal to number of revolution per second was used to measure the velocity at 0.6 depth. Using the velocity area method, calculate the discharge in the strip. This is the distance from the right bank, and the distance is given as 0, 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 up to the 24 meter. Okay. Now depth for the 0 meter is 0, 2 meter is 0.5, 4 meter is 1.1, 6 is 1.95. In this way, up to the distance up to the left bank, the depth of water is 0 meter. Now number of revolution, the current meter is used as the 0.6 there to find the discharge, to find the velocity of the flow. For the starting point it is 0 and the ending point also 0. The velocity, the number of revolution that is counted while measuring the velocity is 80, 83, 80, 131, 139, 121, etc. And for recording this number of revolution, the time of observation is also given in the second. Okay, this is the time of observation in second. We have to find the number of revolution per second. After dividing the number of revolution by the time of observation, you can get the number of revolution per second as n. After getting the value of n, the velocity of the stream or river can be used by using this formula. V is equal to 0.32 n plus 0.032. These are the 0.32 and 0.032 are the current meters constant. V is equal to n plus B. This formula is used here. Okay. Now using the bit section area method, I have done this numerical for measuring the discharge of the flow. Okay. Now distance from the right bank 0 to 4 is given in the question. The width of the band, the width of the width of the segment will be 2 minus 0 2 meter, 4 minus 2 2 meter, 6 minus 4 2 meter, 9 minus 6 3 meter. In this way you can calculate the distance of the width of the segment as 0 to 2 minus 0 2 meter, 4 minus 2 2 meter, 6 minus 4 2 meter, 9 minus 6 3 meter, 12 minus 9 3 meter. In this way you can find the width of the flow as B. Okay. Now average width. The average width will be is calculated for the first segment. The first segment width will be the in this case the first is 2 and second is 2. So 2 plus 2 by 2 divided whole square divided by 2 into 2, you will get the value of 2.25. Okay. For the first segment, B1 plus B2 by 2 whole square divided by 2 B1. The value of B1 is 2 and B2 is also 2. So the width of the first segment will be 2.25 meter. And for the last segment, you can see here the n minus 1 width is 1 and nth width is 1. So the Wn will be the 1 plus 1 divided by 2 whole square divided by 2 into 1. You will get the value of 1.125 meter. Okay, 1.125 meter. For the average width of the respected sections in between from the distance 4 to 6, 6 to 9, and 12 to 15, in this way, the average value will be 2 plus 2 divided by 2, 2. And another one is 2 plus 3 divided by 2, 2.5. 3 plus 3 divided by 3, 2, 3. 3 plus 3 divided by 3, 3. 3 plus 3 divided by 3. 3 plus 2 divided by 2, 2.5. And 2.2 divided by 2, 2. 2.1 divided by 2, 1.5, and the last segment is calculated as 1.125, and the first segment is calculated as 2.25, which is the average width denoted by the W. Okay. Now depth of flow is measured for the respected width are the 0.4, 1.1, 1.9, 2.25, etc. In this way, I have put the value of 0.25, 0.5, 1.1, 1.95, 2.25, 1.85 in this way, which is given in the question 0.5 to 0.75. Okay, up to 0.75. First one is 0 and last one is also 0. Now average depth will be 0 plus 0.5 divided by 2, 0.25. 0.5 plus 1.10, 0.80 average value, 1.1, 1.95 divided by 2, 1.525. In this way, you can calculate the half depth. Okay, average also you can calculate. Okay, now the area of the section would be W into D. W into D will be the area of the section. After multiplying, you will get the area of the section. Okay. Now the time for observation is given for each observation is given as 0 to 0, which is given as 0, 180, 120, 120, 120, 120, 180, 120, 150, etc. And this is time of observation in second is given here. And the number of revolution recorded during that time duration will be 0.88. In this way you can put the value of number of revolution 0.883 in this way. Now we need the number of revolution per second while calculating the velocity of flow. So the number of revolution per second is equal to total number of revolution divided by time, which gives the value of 0. 80 divided by 180, 0.44, 83 divided by 120, 0.69, 131 divided by 120, 1.092. In this way, revolution per second is calculated as n. After determining the value of n, you can calculate the velocity of flow for the respected section will be 0.032 or 0.17, 0.25, 0.38, 0.40. In this way, you can calculate the velocity of the flow. Now the discharge will be the area into the velocity. Okay, sectional area is 0 here. No section area here. This section for the first 0 meter segment, the area will be 0. 0 into 0.032 value will be 0. Okay. For the second, 0.563 into 0.17, you will get the value of 0.096 cubic meter cube per second. Okay. The velocity is calculated by putting the number of revolution per second in the velocity equation. You will get these terms, and after multiplying the velocity with the respected area, you will get the discharge. Okay, the discharge of 0, discharge of 0.96, 0.4, 1.159, 2.1, 2.14, 1.836. In this way, you can calculate the discharge. Okay, now total discharge will be the sum of the individual segmental discharge. You will get the value of 11.48 meter cube per second. This is the required answer by using the discharge velocity area method. The mid section, using the mid section area, we can calculate the discharge of the river. Okay. Hello. Hello. I think you have understood this. I'll move to the question number 4. Okay, and the high flood water surface elevation of two sections. And this is the two sections A and B is given. These two sections are 10 kilometers apart. We and are the high water surface elevation of the section 1 and 2 are 206.93 meter and the 206.652 meter. That is the elevation of the surface from the datum surface. Okay. The RL of the water surface elevation of the section 1 and section A and section B are 206.923 meter and the 206.652 meter respectively. The cross section and the odate perimeter as follows for the given in the tabular format. For the section A, the cross section area is 73.293. For the section B, cross section area is 93.375 square meter. Whereas the odate perimeter for A 26.818 meter and the odate perimeter for B as 30.228 meter. This is given in the question. Okay. Now the cross section and odate perimeter are as follows. Assume n is equal to 0.02. N is the Manning's rugosity coefficient or Manning's constant or roughness constant. This is called is given as 0.02 as that of the this is related to the riverbed material. Okay. And the Eddy loss coefficient Ke. The value of Eddy loss coefficient Ke is given as 0.30 for the gradual expansion and the 0.10 for the gradual contraction. Whether this section is expanding or contracting, you can see from the sectional area, because the first section is section A and the second section is the section B. The area of the section is A is 73.293 while the section B is 93.375. You can see here that the from the section A to section B, the sectional area is being increased. So that it can be concluded that the section is gradually expanded section from the section A to B. So that we have to take the Deeley's coefficient as 0.30. Okay, we have to take the Deeley's coefficient as 0.30 for the gradual expansion, because the flow is taken from the place from the section A to section B. So since the section A is a small section in comparing to the section B, and because the section B is of a greater section, so the for this reach from section A to section B, the sectional area is being gradually expanded. Okay, so for the gradually expanded area, the coefficient of ET loss can be taken as 0.30. We don't need to take the coefficient of ET loss as 0.10, because section is being expanded. Okay, for the expanded section, you have to take the coefficient of ET loss KE is equal to 0.30. Now, discharge of stream can be solved by the slope area method. This is the data given here. According to the data, you have shown that the elevation of the water surface, Manning's roughness coefficient, gradual expansion or contraction or a sectional area, weighted perimeter, etc. are given here. So you can conclude that this for the measurement of the discharge of the flow of the river, the data given in this way has to be solved by using the slope area method. Okay. For the slope area method, I have drawn the figure for the section A and section B. The distance between the two sections is 10 kilometer, which is equal to 10,000 meter. Okay, in terms of meter, 10,000. Suppose I have considered the data surface at the elevation 0.00. Then the elevation of this section B water surface elevation is denoted by this yellow line, blue line, and this the water surface elevation is represented by the triangle here. This line represents the water level. Okay, this line represents the water level. Now the velocity of the flow of water from the section A is VA, and the velocity of flow from the section B is VB. So the velocity head will be the VA square by 2IC for the section A, and the velocity head for the section B will be the VB square by 2IC. Okay. Now the Z1 plus H1 will be the elevation difference between the water surface of the section A minus datum surface, which gives the value of 206.923 for this section A, and for the section B to 206.652 meter. That is H1 minus H2 will be the elevation difference between the water surface level of the section A and B. So HA minus HB is equal to 206.923 minus 206.652 meter. Okay, and the HE is given. This is the HE, and the remaining will be the HF. Total head loss will be the HF plus HE. Okay, ET loss, head loss due to ET, and the head loss due to the friction loss. Okay, you can see here. Now we have the friction head loss between the two sections. The friction head loss between the two sections A and B can be calculated by using the formula, because in the slope area method we have already studied that the friction head loss between the two sections can be calculated as HF is equal to HA minus HB plus BA square minus BB square by 2IC minus KE BA square minus BB square by 2IC. This is the formula. Okay, friction head loss will be, after you solving this equation, this figure by using the Bernoulli's principle, then you will get the value of HA minus HB. This is HA. Up to this value, this is HA. This value is HA. Okay, this value is HA. From datum surface up to the water surface level. Datum surface up to the water surface level elevation. This is the elevation of water surface. This value is HA. Okay, this value is HA. Similarly, you can see here the value of HB. HB will be from here to here. This up to this value. This is HB. HB. Then using the Bernoulli principle, HA plus BA square by 2IC should equals to HA plus BB square by 2IC plus HL. That means HA plus HE. Okay, the HF will be HA minus HB plus BA square by twice C minus BB square by twice C minus HE. That will be the value of HF. Okay, and this is done here. HF is equal to HA minus HB plus BA square by twice C minus BB square by twice C minus, and the coefficient of heat loss is considered to find the HE. Okay, KE BA square minus BB square by twice C. This is coefficient of heat loss KE. The KE is given for the gradual expansion as 0.30 for this problem. Now, Manning's roughness coefficient is 0.02 and the length between the section area is 10 km, which is 10,000 meter. And HA minus HB, the value of HA minus HB will be the elevation difference between the water surface of the section A and B, which gives the value of 0.271 meter. Okay, HA minus HB will be 0.271 meter. And KE, the Eddy-Loss coefficient for gradual expansion is 0.30 here. Now the Oden perimeter for A, section A is Oden perimeter is PA, which is equal to 26.818, and the section area as A. A as area of A will be 73.293 meter here. The hydraulic mean radius is required. The hydraulic mean radius for the section A as RA now is equal to area of A divided by perimeter of the A. You will get the value of RA. Similarly, the hydraulic mean radius of the section B, RB, is calculated as section area of B divided by the outer perimeter of the B. Okay, you can calculate in this way. The hydraulic mean radius for A, RA is equal to area of A divided by weighted perimeter of A. You will get a 2.733 meter. The hydraulic mean radius for the section B, RB, is equal to area B divided by weighted perimeter B. You will get the value of 3.089 meter. After knowing this, the conveyance factor. Conveyance factor has to be calculated because the conveyance factor K1 and K2 should be calculated. After determining the K1 and K2, the average conveyance factor is under root K1 into K2. If the section is 1 and section is 2. Okay, here I have the section A and B. So I have considered the conveyance factor A as Ka and the conveyance factor for the section B as Kb. The conveyance factor for the section A will be 1 by n AA into RA power 2 by 3. Okay, that is the conveyance factor for the section A. Similarly, 1 by n AB into 1 by n into R power 2 by 3 is the conveyance factor for the section B. So conveyance factor for the section B is calculated as 1 by n. RA value, area of A value will be 73.293 and the RA is calculated as 2.733 power 2 by 3. The value for the conveyance factor for the A will be 7163.51. Similarly, the conveyance factor for the B will be 1 by n area of B into RB power 2 by 3. You will get the value of 9902.52. Now the average conveyance factor K is equal to Ka into Kb under root. Okay, under root K into Kb, you get the value of 84 to 2.40 meter. After calculating this, now make the table. Calculation of data in the tabular format. The trial, this is the trial and error method. This slope barrier method is, let us take in the first trial that the BA is equal to BB. If you put the value of BA is equal to BB in this equation, in the HF equation, the HF in this HF equation, the value of HF will be HA minus HB 0.271. Okay, 0.271 plus BA square minus BB square by twice. If this value is x, then put the value of x here. X is equal to BA square minus BB square by twice is x. Okay, and the KE BA square minus BB square by twice is equal to y. Then this value is equal to y. Okay, now the HF will be 0.35 x minus y, 0.271 x minus y. That is HF minus HB is 0.271. 0.271 plus x minus y. Okay, in this way I have converted this, and for the first case trial, make the velocity of section A is equal to velocity of section B. Now for this you don't have to velocity at section A and velocity section both of them are equal. So the BA square minus BB square by twice. If the BA and BB are equal, then this equation reduces to 0. Okay, then this equation 0.1 by twice the value 0.051 and the BA square minus BB square, this is done here, and the value of BA and BB are equal. If the BA and BB are equal, then this term will reduce to 0. Okay, for the ED loss, ED loss, head loss, ED loss due to ED loss, ED, then KE, BA square minus BB square by twice A. The KE is multiplied by the KE value is 0.30 here. KE value is 0.30. 0.30 divided by 19.62, twice the value will be 19.62, which gives the value of 0.015. Okay, and this BA square minus BB square, and BA and BB are equal for this first trial, so that this value also converted to 0. Okay, now HF will be 0.271, HA minus HB is 0.271 plus BA square by BA square minus BB square by twice the value is 0, and KE and BB BA square minus BB square by twice the value is also 0. So the value of X and value of Y that we consider BA square minus BB square by twice as X. Okay, and KE BA square minus BB square by twice as Y. So this equation reduces to 0.271 plus X minus Y. Put the value of X as 0 and Y as 0 here. The frictional air loss will be 0.271 meter. Okay. After finding the frictional air loss, the discharge of the river can be calculated as K under root longitudinal bed slope of the river. The bed slope of the river is nothing. It is the frictional air loss divided by the length of the section under root. Okay. The under S value is HF by L. Under root S will be under root HF by L. The K value is already calculated as 8422.40 here. Okay, put the value of K here, and HF value is calculated from this column to 0.271, and the length of the ridge is 10,000 meter here. L is equal to 10,000 meter, and find the discharge of the river as 43.845 meter cube per second. Put the value of K, put the value of HF to 0.271, and the length of the section ridge as 10,000 meter. You will get the value of Q as 43.845 meters for the first trial. Now, with the non-discharge of this value, find the velocity at section A. This discharge is divided by the sectional area of A. Sectional area of A is 73.293. If this discharge is divided by 73.293, you will get the velocity at A, BA. Q by A, Q is calculated here. Q by A, you will get the second for the second trial. The velocity will be 0.598 meter per second for A. Okay. Similarly, velocity for section B is this discharge 43.845 is divided by the sectional area of B. Area of B 93.375. Then you will get the value of velocity B of B as 0.469 meter per second. Okay. Now put the value of BA and BB. Put the value of BA and BB for this X. You will get the value of 0.007. Okay, and for KE BA square minus BB square twice, put the value of BA and BB square. You will get the 0.015. BA square minus BB square. You will get the value of 0.002. Now the HF will be 0.271 plus X minus Y. 0.271 plus X value is 0.007. And minus Y value is 0.002. You will get the value of 0.276 for the new HF. Okay. After determining the new HF, find again the discharge of the flow K HF by L. The value of HF is should be taken as the new HF. You will get the discharge as 44.248 meter cube per second. After knowing the discharge of 44.248 meter cube per second, again determine the sectional area for the third trial. The BA is equal to Q by A. That is 44.248 divided by area of the section A. 73.293. You will get the velocity as 0.604 meter per second. Okay. For the second section, the velocity will get the 0.474 meter per second. After knowing this velocity, again find the value of X and Y. You will get the value of 0.007 and 0.002 again, and the HF will be 0.0276. With this HF, you will get the discharge at 44.248 again. So for the second trial and for the third trial, the discharge remains constant. The discharge remains constant. This discharge is the required discharge of the flow. Now, from the second trial and third trial, the discharge will be same. That is, HF is same here. After getting HF same, then the discharge will be 44.248. You can calculate it in that way, or you can do up to the Q for the next trial, and if the both the trials Q is same, then that Q will be the discharge of the stream. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
बुझ्यौ यो गरेको? यो स्लोप एरिया मेथडमा यो फिक्सन हेड लस निकाल्नको लागि यो फर्मुला युज गर्ने हैन। अब पहिलो सेक्सन 1 नम्बर हो भने H1 भयो, दोस्रो सेक्सन 2 नम्बर हो भने H2 भयो के। पहिलो सेक्सन 1 नम्बर भयो भने V1 भयो, पहिलो दोस्रो सेक्सन 2 नम्बर हो भने V2 भयो। अब A र B को टर्ममा यहाँ सेक्सन दिएको हुनाले मैले HA र HB राखेको, 1 र 2 को ठाउँमा के राखेको, HA र HB राखेको। यो केही भनेको इडिलस कोएफिसिएन्ट हो है। त्यो इडिलस निकाल्नु पर्यो भने इडिलस कोएफिसिएन्टलाई भेलोसिटी हेडले मल्टिप्लाई गर्ने हो। कुरा बुझ्यो है। यो सेकेन्डको भनेको भेलोसिटी हेड हो, अनि इडी हेड लस ड्यु टु इडी भन्यो भने चाहिँ कोएफिसिएन्ट अफ इडी लसलाई भेलोसिटी हेडले के गर्ने हो त, मल्टिप्लाई गर्ने हो। अब यसबाट एचएफ निकाल्नु पर्यो। लेन्थ हामीलाई थाहा छ, एचएफ थाहा छ भने लङ्गिट्युडनल स्लोप भनेको एचएफ बाई एल हुन्छ। लङ्गिट्युडनल स्लोप भनेको के हुन्छ, एचएफ बाई एल हुन्छ। र कन्भेन्स फ्याक्टर चाहिँ के र केबी, K1 र K2 भनेको कन्भेन्स फ्याक्टर हो। पहिलो सेक्सन 1, दोस्रो सेक्सन 2 हो भने K1 र K2 हुन्छ। यसको कन्भेन्स फ्याक्टरको फर्मुला के हो त भन्दाखेरि 1/n म्यानिङ्स कोएफिसिएन्ट कन्स्ट्यान्ट इन्टु एरिया अफ द सेक्सन इन्टु hydraulic mean radius power 2/3 is the conveyance factor for the section, both the section. The area, if you consider the area as the section area of the section A, then K. If you consider the RA, that the conveyance factor will be K. If you consider the area of section B and the hydraulic mean radius of the section B, then the RA the K will be KB. Okay. You can calculate the K and KB separately, and the average conveyance factor is given by under root KA into KB or K1 into K2. Okay. If you consider the first section as one section and second section as two sections, you can see K1 into K2. Okay. If you put the first section as A and second section as B, then KA into KB. Okay. Under root K into KB gives the average conveyance factor of 8.4 to 2.40. Okay. After dividing, after finding the value of K, now the this K, the discharge can be calculated as K into under root HF by L. Okay. The value of K is given as 8.4 to 2.4. 2.40. Okay, and the value of L is the value of L is 10,000. Okay. Then you will get the discharge in meter cube per second. Okay, this is equal to conveyance factor into this is the formula HF by capital L, which is the value of conveyance factor is at 4 to 2.40. Okay, and HF this is the S is equal to under root HF by L. HF value is taken from this HF column. Okay, and the 10,000 is divided by this under root 10,000. If you divide 84 to 2.40 by the under root 10,000, then it will be the value something constant into under root HF will be the discharge value. Okay. If you again solve this one, value of you'll get the value of 8422.40 divided by 100,000. Divided by 10,000 84.224 into paste here 84.224 into under root HF, you will get the value of 44.284 if you simplify it this way. Okay, this equals to this. This and this equals to this 5 and this equals to this. Okay, if you put the value like this, you'll get the simplify the q will be this. Okay, then use the q will be this. After solving this, you can directly multiply the 84.224 under root HF. You will get the value of q. In this way, you can simplify by yourself. Okay, so multiply, you will get the value of you will get the value of discharge as 44.248. I think you all have understand this. Hello?
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is the
sir.
trial and error method for the discharge. That is that can be for the first trial VA is equal to VB and find the discharge. And with respect to that discharge, find the velocity of section A and B, and knowing non-velocity of section A and B, determine the frictional air loss. Okay, and after determining the frictional air loss, the discharge is calculated by multiplying with the convenience factor, average convenience factor, and the under root HF. Okay, HF by L. You will get the value of the discharge. Okay, and that discharge again, with that discharge again determine the velocity of section using discharge divided by area of the section, and with that respected area of two sections, again find the value of the velocity head, and similarly the value of the Igdi loss head, and with the help of velocity head, Igdi loss head, and the static head loss, you can find the friction head loss as using this formula. Okay, this formula is converted into a small formula. The value of x y is calculated here, and 0.271 is HA minus HB value is 0.271 given here. So that the you can find the value of HF from this equation, and knowing the HF, you will find the discharge. If the two discharge value remains same, then that discharge will be the stream flow discharge. Okay, hello. This is the slope area method. I have done this. Now another question is done for the slope area method. Similar type of examination example. Calculate the flow discharge of a certain stream at two sections by slope area method, giving the following data. These data are given. The upstream flow area, upstream section is one, and the downstream section is another section. So for the upstream section, I am considering it as the section 1. So area of 1. 3522 meter cube. For the downstream flow area, the section is area 2. The area of the section 2 is 3259 meter square. The upstream weighted perimeter is given as P1 650 meter. Downstream weighted perimeter is P2 621 meter. Okay. The upstream velocity rate coefficient. The velocity rate coefficient for upstream is alpha 1, that is 1.17, and downstream velocity rate coefficient is alpha 2, that is 1.21. Okay. Now fall is the RL of elevation difference between the upstream water level and the downstream water level. That is the elevation difference between the upstream and downstream water level, that is fall, which is equal to H1 minus H2, which gives the value of 0.35 meter in the question. Okay. Now Manning's robustity coefficient or the Manning's coefficient is given as n is equal to 0.028. Now the length of the ridge between the section is 1250 meter. In the first section and the second sector, the horizontal distance between the first section and the second section is 1215 meter is given in the question. Now using the slope area method, we have to find the discharge of the river. Okay. Now for upstream hydraulic mean radius, first of all we have to calculate the upstream hydraulic mean radius. Upstream hydraulic mean radius is denoted by R1, and that is R1 is equal to A1 divided by P1. That value is 5.418 meter. Okay. Now the downstream hydraulic mean radius will be R2. R2 is equal to A2 by P2, which gives the value of 3259 divided by 621. You will get the value of 5.248 meter. Okay. This is the hydraulic mean radius for the section 2. After finding the hydraulic mean radius, we have to find the convenience factor for the section 1 and 2. For the convenience factor for the section 1 as K1, calculation of convenience factor. For section 1 and 2. This the convenience factor for the section 1 K1 1 by n A1 into R1 power 2 by 3. N value is 0.028. 1 divided by 0.028 into A1 is given in the question. A1 is 3522. 3522 into R1 is calculated here as 5.414. 5.414 power 418 power 2 by 3. You will get the value of convenience factor for the section 1 will be 3,88,022.868. This value is for the section 1. Similarly, convenience factor for section 2 K2 will be 351,497.478 by putting each section's area and the hydraulic mean radius in the equation of 1 by n A power A R power 2 by 3. Okay. After putting this, the average convenience factor key is, this is the average convenience factor. Convenience factor K can be calculated as K is equal to under root K1. You will get the value of 369,308.895 for the average convenience factor K. You can get this value. Now use the same formula here. This friction head loss is equal to if I consider the section as 1 and 2, so that HF is equal to H1 minus HV plus B1 square minus BB square by twice G minus KE B1 square minus BB square by twice G. This is the formula to calculate the friction air loss. Okay. So that the friction air loss is calculated here. Okay. Now for the first trial, we consider the V1 is equal to V2. So there the alpha V1 square by twice G for the first area, and the alpha V2 square by twice G the second area, because this is the velocity rate for the second section. Because we have given the coefficient of velocity is given here. Upstream velocity coefficient is given alpha 1, and downstream velocity coefficient is given as alpha 2. In the previous section, previous example, we have not provided with the velocity coefficient. So we did not we do not multiply the velocity head by the coefficient of alpha, okay, and alpha 2. That's why we don't need to do that for this for that example. Now for this example, the velocity head coefficient is given for the upstream and downstream. So the upstream velocity head is multiplied by alpha 1, and downstream velocity head is multiplied by alpha 2 in this solution. Now alpha 1 v1 square by twice g, this value is here. Alpha 2 bt square by twice g is also here. And for the friction air loss, 0.35 x minus y is considered here. We did not consider the ED loss coefficient, because ED loss coefficient is not given in this question. So the air loss due to ED is considered as 0. Okay, we have not considered the ED loss for the ED loss for this question. Okay, now so that the difference between alpha 1 v1 square twice g minus alpha 2 v2 square twice g is the velocity head, and the Ke alpha 1 v1 square twice g minus alpha 2 v2 square twice g becomes 0, because we don't have the ED loss coefficient given in this question. So head loss due to ED is considered as 0. Okay, so that is not used here. Now the friction head loss will be the elevation difference between H1 minus Hb. H1 minus H1 minus H2 will be 0.35. That is given in the question. So the HF will be 0.35 plus x minus y, which gives the value of these values are given here. Okay. Now for the first trial, V1 is equal to V2, and the HF will be 0.35, and the discharge will be K under root HF by L. The under root the K is divided by the under root L. You will get the value of 10,445.63. Okay, 10,445.60 under root HF. Okay, this is the K 369 308 .895 divided by under root L. L is 1250. Okay, L is 1250, and 1250 under root. Okay, 1250 under root gives this value, which gives the value of 1045.632 or 633. Okay, 10,445.63 is taken as the under root HF, which gives the value of discharge. Okay, and then discharge is calculated in this way. Now for the next trial, the discharge, the velocity head for the section 1 will be 6179.72 divided by the area of the section 1 3522. You will get the this velocity at section 1 will be 1.755. Okay, after knowing the velocity, and after the for the section 2, this discharge is 6179.72 is divided by 3259. You will get the V2 of 1.896. Okay, after knowing the V1 and V2, use this equation here: 0.06 V1 square first and 0.062 V2 square second. Okay, and this is x value and this is y value. HF will be 0.35 plus x minus y. You will get the value of 0.312. And now with the known value of HF, the discharge will be 10,445.63 under root HF. You will get the discharge value of 5834.61 meter per second, meter cube per second. Okay, with this discharge, again calculate the velocity velocity at section 1. V1 is equal to 5834.61 divided by area 1. You will get the value of 1.67. Okay, again 1.657 again, and the velocity will be 1.79, and alpha V1 is 0.0.164, alpha 2, that is 0.06 V2 square will be 0.198, and the HF will be 0.316. The discharge will be 5871.895. Again use this discharge to calculate the next trial velocity as 1.67. This discharge is divided by A1. You will get the value of 1.67, and then same discharge is divided by A2. You will get that this velocity at 2 will be 1.80. Using the velocity V1 as 1.67 and V2 as 1.80, find the alpha 1 Bn square by twice G and alpha 2 Bt square by twice. You will get this value. Now HF will be 0.35 plus X, that is 0.166 minus 0.20. You will get the HF as 0.316. Okay. After getting this HF 0.316, for the third trial the value is 0.316, and for the fourth trial the value is also 0.316. These both of them are equal. So you can calculate this as 5771.895 meter cube per second. Okay. If you do the whole process, then determine the discharge using this same value will be worked out, and two discharge of the trial 3 and 4 are remain same. So the discharge of the river will be 571.8955 meter cube per second. Okay, this is the and neglecting ED loss, because ED head loss is coefficient is not given. That's why we have neglected the ED loss. Okay. Hello. Hello. Do you all understand this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll move towards the sixth number question. Find out discharge taking place through the spillway having 20 openings. The spillway having 20 openings, where clear span of each opening is 5 meter. Okay. The depth of water over spillway crest is 1.80 meter. Assume coefficient of discharge as 0.6. If the velocity of approach is also considered, having magnitude of 1.5 meter per second, then find out the increase in discharge. This is the problem related to the hydraulics also. And the span of each opening is 5 meter. We have the number of opening is 20 opening. We have to find the discharge passing through the each opening of the spillway by using the simple OR formula. Okay, by using the simple OR formula, considering the velocity of approach and without considering the velocity of approach. Okay, and the spillway crest is 1.80 meter. The open is 5 meter length, and the water over the spillway is 1.80 meter. It has the 20 opening. Now, number of opening is n is equal to 20. Depth of water over the crest, that is denoted by S, is 1.80 meter. Okay. Now, coefficient of discharge is given as 0.64. 0.64 here. This 4 is if the velocity of approach is also considered, this is the second question. Okay, what is the increase in discharge? Now we know the coefficient discharge now. Now effective length for the this spillway. The effective length for this spillway is given by the total length minus 0.20 n into h. Okay, this is the effective length that you can calculate. Total length is of the spillway is 20 into 5, 100 meter. Okay, 20 opening is 5 meters, so the L will be 100. Okay, 20 into 5 will be the L, and 0.20, this is the coefficient for the in contraction of the due to the different bays of the spillway, so that the water will flow in between those bays. Okay, so that the effective length will be reduced, so that the 0.20 is the constant coefficient is here. This is generally taken 0.20 n as n is the number of the opening. Okay, n is the number of the opening as 20. This is the formula. Total length of the spillway width is total width length is 20 into 5 minus 0.20. Number of opening is 20. Height is 1.80. You will get the effective length as 92.80 meter. Instead of 100 meter, you will get the effective length of 92.80 meter. Now the discharge through the spillway. Discharge through the spillway is given by the rectangular case formula 2 by 3 CD under root twice G L as power 3 by 2. The L is taken as the effective length. Okay, this is the discharge formula using the hydraulic structure. Okay, for the rectangular crest wire or the nose, you can use this formula. Okay, after using this formula, for the first question, what is the discharge? Find out the discharge. Okay, for the first question, the discharge is 4 to 3.54 meter cube per second after putting the variables values. Okay. Now when the velocity of approach is considered for the second question, if the velocity of approach is considered, what magnitude of the velocity of approach is considered as 1.5 meter per second, then the final the increase in discharge. If you consider the velocity of approach, what will be the discharge, and that is increase from the previous one. Okay, this is the second question. Now for the second question, when the velocity of approach is considered, then Q2 for the second time the discharge will be, if you consider this first discharge is without not considering velocity of approach, but the second question the second is Q2 is done for the consideration of the velocity of approach. Okay. Now for considering the velocity of approach, the velocity of flow through the spillway or a rectangular crest is given by the 2/3 CD under root twice the L effective H plus BA square by twice the power 3/2. H plus BA square by twice the power 3/2, because velocity of approach should be considered. Okay, minus BA square by twice the power 3/2. You will get the discharge of Q2 as by solving 457.84 meter cube per second. For the first trial, for the first case, the discharge was 423.54 meter cube per second. For the next case, when the velocity of approach is considered, the discharge will be increased, and the increased discharge is 457.84 meter cube per second. So the increase in discharge, what is the increase in discharge, that is asked in the question. Then find out the increase in discharge. The increase in discharge will be the Q2 minus Q1 value, which gives the Q2 minus Q1 value as the 34.30 meter cube per second of discharge is. Discharge will be increased if the velocity of approach is considered. Hello. This is the answer. You have to understand the this is the velocity formula using the hydraulic structure. If V naught is used, then if V naught is used, then Q is equal to 8/15 CD under root twice G as power 5/2. Okay, that for that is the formula for the triangular notch. Okay, triangular notch Euler crest. You can use that formula. For the rectangular crest, 2/3 CD under root twice G L as power 3/2. The effective length of the waterway is considered. The effective length of the waterway is calculated by subtracting the 0.2 times number of the base into the head above the crest of the water. Okay, from the total length of the spillway width, the number of in contraction of the each number of base with respect to the head over the crest is considered for determining the effective length. Okay, total width minus the 0.20 times n into, yes, that value must be deducted from the total width of the spillway crest. Okay, you can use in this way. And for the velocity of approach, you have to consider the instead of S value, you have to take the S plus B square by twice. The velocity head also should be considered in this equation, and that is and B square by twice power 3/2 is again deducted without considering the velocity head. Without considering the velocity head, you will get this equation. Okay, after getting this, and the discharges can be calculated according to the question. The difference is asked, so the difference will be this. In the question that you are asked to what percentage of discharge is being increased when velocity of approach is considered. In this way, you can be asked in the question. Then the increased discharge is divided by the 423.54 into 100. You will get the answer in terms of the percentage. Okay, this is the question number 6. Now question number 7. The stage discharge of the river are given below. Establish the stage discharge relationship to predict the discharge for the given stage. Assume the value of stage corresponding to zero discharge as 35 meter. Estimate the discharge corresponding to stage value of 42.50 meter and 48.50 meter. Okay, this is the question related to the stage discharge curve, and the data is given here with respect to the depth of the flow. The discharge of the different magnitudes are given here. Okay, we know for the rating curve, the equation of the rating curve, we know the equation Q is equal to CR G minus A power beta. Now the taking log on both sides, you will get the log Q is equal to log CR G minus A power beta. Log Q is equal to beta log G minus A plus log CR. This is the equation. That is, if this equation can be compared with the Y is equal to mx plus C, then the value of Y is equal to log Q, m is equal to beta, x is equal to log G minus A, and the C is equal to log CR. Okay, and if you compare the equation on Y with the equation of the straight line, this is now this equation can be solved by the least square method, and for the m n summation xy minus n summation x summation y divided by n summation x square minus summation x whole square. And for the C, after finding the value of m or beta, you can find the value of C, CR by using the formula. Okay, C is equal to log CR. This equation can be calculated by using formula summation y minus m beta summation x divided by n. M and the beta are same. You can put here m also, you can put here beta also. Okay, anyone can be put here. Now the CR value is calculated as summation y value minus summation m value, and you get the total constant C. But C is equal to log CR. C is equal to log CR. So the CR will be 10 power C. If log 10 base 10 is used here, then CR will be 10 power C. If ln is used here, CR will be e power C. E power C. For if it is in the natural log ln, then you have to find the C is equal to CR is equal to 10 power C. If you use ln, then CR is equal to e power C. Okay, you can use in this way. You can find the value of beta and the CR, and this equation reduces to, after finding the beta and CR, this equation will be reduced to Q is equal to constant value is known, and G value is stage, and A value is stage corresponding to zero discharge. Okay, and the beta is also constant value. CR value constant is known, beta value is also known, and the stage for zero discharge is also known. This is the small a, this is also known, and you don't know the value of Q and G only in this equation. If you provide any discharge, and for that the discharge, the corresponding depth of water can be calculated. If you know the water depth, then discharge can be calculated by using this rating curve. Okay, this can be done. This is the theoretical part I have shown here. Now for this, we know the y is equal to log Q. Okay, y is equal to log Q. Q is the discharge. Okay, G is the stage. G is the stage. A, the value of stage corresponding to zero discharge is 35 meters given in the question. Okay, so stage 35.91 up to the 35.91 to 49.68 I have copied it. Okay, the discharge value from 89 to 6950 is also copied here. 89 to 6950 is also here copied here. When the stage are increased, discharge also increases. When the stage is reduced, discharge will also be reduced. Okay. Now the A value stage corresponding to discharge is considered as 35 meter. The A value is stage for zero discharge. A value is 35 meter. Now we know the y is equal to log q, x is equal to log g minus a. That's why for determining the x, g minus a, we know the g minus a value. G value is this stage. You subtract 35 from this value, 35.91, you will get the g minus a value as 0.91. Okay, 1.90, this is 2.92, this is 4.07. In this way, you can find the g minus a value. Okay, a value is 35 throughout. Okay, so that now x, this is the nothing. Now x is equal to log g minus a. X value is log g minus a. So x is equal to log g minus a. Y is equal to log q. Q value is given here. Log log 89. The value will be 1.949. The log 1.230. The value will be 2.361. Okay. Log g minus a. Log g minus a means log 0.91. Log 0.91, you will get the value of 0.041. Okay. Log 1.90, the value will be 0.279. Log 1.90, this value is x, so 0.279. In this way, you can calculate all the variables. All the variables start here. Okay. After putting this, now for this finding the value of beta, you have the summation x and the summation y. Summation x square and the summation x whole square also must be known. So for getting the x square, x value is 0.041. The x square value will be 0.041 square, which gives the value of 0.0009 something. Okay, so this value can be written as 0.001. Okay, 0.00096, and this value reduces to 0.001 up to 3D. Now multiply x and y, you will get the value of x into y. Okay, 0.041 into 1.949, you will get the value of 0.077. This minus is multiplied by this positive value, so this value is negative. Okay, this is the xy value. Now do for all the stages and the discharge, you will get the for 36.90, the stage, the g minus a will be 36.90 minus 35, you will get the value of 1.90. Okay, and the x is equal to log g minus a. G minus a value is 1.90, log 1.90, you will get the value of 0.279. Okay, y is equal to log q. This is q here. Multiply this by log. Okay, log q is equal to y. This is log q. Okay, this is multiplied by log log 89. You will get the value of 1.949. Okay. Similarly, for the 48.02 stage, 48.02 stage, the discharge is 59000. Okay, meter cube per second. And whereas the y is equal to log q, log 5900, log log 5900, you will get the value of y is equal to 3.770. Okay, in this way you calculate all the value of x and y, g minus a, etc. And square the x value, 0.041 square, 0.279 square, x square, 0.778 square, 0.605. These all are the squaring of this x value, you will get this value. Now xy, multiply x into y, you will get the xy value. Now add all the summation x. Add all the x, you will get the summation x. Add all the y, you will get the summation y. Add all the x square, you will get the summation x square. Add all the xy, you will get the summation xy. Okay. In this way, you can calculate the data. You can calculate the data. Let's move here. Now, the value is here. Number of data is 13, n is equal to 13. Summation x is 10.658. You add all this and subtract 0.041. Add all values are positive. Initial value is negative. you have to subtract 0.041 from all the added value. You will get the value of 10.658. Okay. Now y is equal to this summation y is equal to add all these values. You will get the 42.318. Now the x square, add all these values, summation x square, and the summation xy, add all these values. You will get the value of 37.679. Okay. After getting this, now use the formula m is equal to beta is equal to n summation xy minus summation x summation y divided by n summation x square minus summation x whole square. Okay, and this is given here. The value is put for the b. N number of data is 13. Summation xy is 37.679 minus summation x is 10.658 into summation y is 42.318 here. Okay, divided by n value is 13. Summation x square is 10.506 minus summation x square, that is summation x is 10.658, its value is square will be 10.658 square. Okay, summation x square means summation x is 10.658, square means this value is square. Okay, you will get the value of beta as 1.688. You will get the value of beta as 1.688. Now put this beta value in for the getting the value of constant c. The constant c is calculated by summation y minus beta summation x divided by m. That is beta is equal to m. So you can put here m or beta. The value is same thing. So the summation y value is 42.318 minus m value is calculated as 1.688. Okay, into summation x value is 10.658 divided by number of the data is 13. You will get the value of c as 1.871. C as 1.871. Now CR is equal to, for getting CR, after finding the C, the CR will be 10 power C. Okay, CR will be 10 power C. CR will be 10 power C. CR will be 10 power C. The C value is 1.871. And put the value of 10 power 1.871. The CR value will be 74.323. Now this rating curve equation reduces to Q is equal to CR G minus A power beta. Q is equal to value of CR is 74.323 into G minus A value is 35. A value is given as provided as 35. G minus 35 power beta value is 1.688. If you know the one value of Q, any value of Q, you can find the any value of corresponding value of G. If you know any value of G, you can calculate the corresponding value of Q with respect to that G. Okay. For our question, finding the value of discharge corresponding to the gauge depth of 42.5 meter and 48.50 meter. For put the value of G as 42.50 in this equation. Put the value of G as 42.50 in this equation. The Q value for it will be 2229.598 meter cube per second. If you know that this rating of the equation, put the value of G as 42.5, you will get the discharge as 2229.598 meter cube per second. Similarly, for the depth of flow as 48.50 meter, for the depth of flow of 48.50 meter, G value as 48.50 meter, the discharge will be 6013.49 meter cube per second. Okay. If you are asked to find the value of G in this equation, then for any value of Q, you can find the value of G. Okay. Put the value of Q here, and you will get the value of G by solving this equation. Okay. This is the question related to the rating curve. Hello. यहाँ बुझ्यौ यो गरेको? यो भन्दा अगाडि हटन इक्वेसनमा पनि यस्तै गरेको थियो है। अब यो चाहिँ स्टेज फर जिरो डिस्चार्ज अथवा रेटिङ कर्वको इक्वेसन पनि त्यस्तै भएको हुनाले त्यो इक्वेसनलाई y = mx + c को टर्ममा ढाल्ने, अनि त्यो इक्वेसनलाई के सल्भ गर्यो भने हाम्रो त्यसका इक्वेसनका कन्स्ट्यान्टहरु निकाल्न सक्छौं। CR को भ्यालु, बीटा को भ्यालु चाहिँ के निकाल्न सक्छौं। अनि त्यो निकालिसकेपछि डिस्चार्ज र डेप्थको रिलेसनको इक्वेसनमा भ्यालु पुट गरिसकेपछि दुईटा भेरिएबल मात्र अननोन हुन्छन्। यदि त्यो दुईटा भेरिएबल मध्ये एउटा भेरिएबल नन छ भने अर्को भेरिएबल हामी पत्ता लगाउन सक्छौँ है। यो चाहिँ के भयो, अब जी दिएको छ क्यू पत्ता लगाऊ भनेको छ, क्यू पत्ता लगाइयो। यदि क्यू दिएको छ जी पत्ता लगाऊ भने पनि जी पत्ता लगाउन सकिन्छ यसरी यही इक्वेसनबाट है। यु क्यान डु द्याट बाई योर सेल्फ। नाउ फर द क्वेसन नम्बर 8, of main gauging station. For the downstream of main gauging station, an auxiliary gauge was installed and the following readings were obtained. For the main gauge, 12 meter, and the main gauge reading means for the main station, the depth of water is 12 meter. The auxiliary gauge that is installed below the main gauge, that shows the stage of 11.65 meter. For the same height of the water as the main gauge. Okay. For the same, similarly, for the second trial, again the main gauge reading is 12 meter, stage is 12 meter, but the auxiliary gauge reading is 11.02 meter. That is the reading of same distance, same depth shows the different depth for the auxiliary station. That's why discharge for the that case is 9.50 meter cube per second, and the discharge for the second case is 15.20 meter cube per second. Okay, the discharge is 9.5 and 15.20 meter cube per second respectively. Now, what discharge is indicated when the main gauge reaches 12 meter? What discharge is indicated when the main gauge reaches 12 meter and the auxiliary gauge reaches 11.37 meter? भने अब 11.37 मिटर चाहिँ नि एक्जिलरी गजको रिडिङ हुँदाखेरि त्यो एक्जिलरी गजबाट कति डिस्चार्ज पास हुनुपर्छ भनेर सोध्यो है। भनेपछि चाहिँ फल भने के हो त भन्दाखेरि पहिला र दोस्रोको लागि हेर्न पर्ने हुन्छ है। Q1 भनेको 9.50, Q2 इज इक्वल टु 15.20 भयो है। F1 भनेको 12 माइनस 11.65 भनेको F1 हुन्छ है। फल भनेको यसको दुईटाको इलिभेसन डिफरेन्स हो, यसको अथवा स्टेजको हाइटको डिफरेन्स, पानीको वाटरको हाइटको डिफरेन्स, त्यसलाई हामी गज हाइट डिफरेन्स भन्छ फल। त्यो भनेको 12 माइनस 11.65 0.35 मिटर भयो। फर द सेकेन्ड केस 12 माइनस 11.02 F2 will be 12 minus 11.02 which gives the value of 0.98 meter. Okay, F1 will be 0.35, F2 will be 0.98. Now we have the relation Q1 by Q2 is equal to F1 by F2 power m. Q1 by Q2 is equal to F1 by F2 power m due to the backwater effect. Okay, due to the backwater effect. So that this formula is used here, and the value of m, the constant, can be calculated. Generally, the value of constant m is considered as 0.50. So, in this question, we have to first find the value of m. The value of m is calculated as 0.456. 0.456 is calculated here. Now, for finding the discharge corresponding to 11.37 meter, then you have to calculate the Q2 by Q3 is equal to F2 by F3 power m. That equation can be used. Okay. For the first and second, the relation between discharge of first and second, so have the fall of F1 and F2 power m. For the similarly for the second and third discharge, Q2 by Q3 must be equal to F2 by F3 power m. That relation is used here. Now for the fall of 3, that means the 12 minus 11.37. 12 minus 11.37 is the F3. Okay, F3 value will be 12 minus 11.37. You will get the value of 0.63 meter. Now use the relation. Of Q2 by Q3 is equal to F2 by F3 power m. Q2 by Q3 is equal to F2 by F3 power m. Then Q3 will be Q2 into Q2 divided by F2 by F3 power m. Okay, which gives the discharge of 12.426 meter cube per second. Which gives the discharge of 12.426 meter cube per second. Hello. यो गरेको बुझ्यौ? Now look at the question. This is the effect of the backwater effect. We have to calculate the discharge Q3. Okay. Now for this question, question number 9. During a flood, the water surface at section in a river was found to be increased at the rate of 11.2 centimeter per hour. This is the dH by dt. dH by dt value is 11.2 centimeter per hour. The slope of the river is 1 in 3600. S naught of the river is 1 in 3600. And the normal discharge for the river stage rate from the steady flow rating curve was 160 meter cube per second. This is the normal discharge of the river as 160 meter cube per second. If the velocity of flow wave can be assumed as 2 meter per second, if the velocity of flow is 2 meter per second, determine the actual discharge. What will be the actual discharge of the flow? We know the this is the backwater. This is the effect of the unsteady flow effect. So for the unsteady flow effect, the ratio of Qm by Qn is equal to under root 1 plus 1 by Vw S naught dH by dt. This formula is already used, already studied in the previous class, so that you can measure the discharge at the Qm. Measure discharge will be, what will be the measure discharge, actual discharge of flow? Qm by Qn is equal to 1 plus 1 by V naught V S naught dH by dt. The dH by dt is given in centimeter per hour. It can be reduced to the meter per second. Okay, the rate of change of this height stage is dH by dt. It is given expressed here as centimeter per hour. You can convert this centimeter per hour into the meter per second. Okay, for this centimeter, for changing centimeter into meter, divided by 100. Okay, now for the second, again divided by 24 hour, 1 into 60 into 60. Okay, 1 into 60 into 60, you will get this value, which gives the value of 11.20 divided by centimeter per meter. This is not 1000. Okay, 100, and it gives the value of 3.11 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter per second. Now slope of the bed is given by 1 in 360 equation, and Q naught average normal discharge is given as 160 meter cube per second in this equation. Okay, normal discharge is given as 160 meter cube per second in this equation, and if the velocity of the flood wave can be assumed to be 2 meter per second, that is Vw is equal to 2 meter per second, determine the discharge. You use the formula for calculating discharge. You will get the normal measured discharge as 164.17 meter cube per second. Okay, use this formula, write the variables of this formula to the proper place of this formula. Okay, you can get the discharge. Now in question number 10, given below are the monthly rainfall P and the corresponding runoff value R, covering the period of 18 months for a small catchment. Catchment is small. Develop a correlation equation between the R and P. That we have to calculate the equation between the R and the P. The equation between the equation between the R and P is equal to R is equal to AP plus B for the linear relationship. If the area is small, then you can use the linear relationship. If the area is greater, then you can use the exponential relationship. Okay, so that this equation is we have already studied for the small catchment area. Linear relationship as runoff is equal to AP plus B, which is the equation of the straight line. If you compare this equation, then y is equal to r, m is equal to a, and c is equal to b. C is equal to B. Okay, this is the linear correlation equation between the R and P for the small catch band. Now this can be solved by using the method of least square method can be used. Okay, this is equal to the y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. So the r is equal to y, and this is the linear relation. So the value of r and p can be r is equal to p plus b. The value of a will be n summation rp minus summation r into summation p and summation r square minus summation p whole square. This is the equation to find the value of a. After finding the value of a, the value of b can be calculated as p is equal to you can use same equation here. You can use same equation for the alpha a. This beta equation is used for the c. For the c, and this for the b. This c equation is used, summation y minus beta summation x divided by n. Okay, this equation can be used for x. For x, the value will be p. For y, the value will be r. Okay, for x, the value will be p. For y, the value will be r, because the r and p, r is equal to y. Okay, p is equal to x. Linear equation, so that you can do in the similar way by yourself. Okay, by having this, you get the relationship of r and p. R is equal to something p plus b, something b. Then the two unknowns are there. If you know the value of r, you can find the value of any value of corresponding value of p. If you know the any value of p, then corresponding value of r can be calculated. This is the relationship between r and p. Okay, you can do that as that of the numerical related to the rating curve or the infiltration capacity curve or Horton's equation curve. Okay, you can do that by yourself. Now I have given here the formula. R is equal to n summation p r minus summation p summation r divided by n summation p square minus summation p whole square. B is equal to constant summation r minus a summation p divided by n. The correlation coefficient is so we take so the correlation coefficient can be taken as this. So you can do by yourself. Okay, in this question develop a correlation equation between r and p. R is equal to a p plus p is converted into the r is equal to something p plus b. The value of a and b is calculated. Okay, that is the correlation equation. Now question 1.06, our time is over. Okay, up to 1.5 this is our we have the time period framework for the for this period. So let us stop today's class. Okay, I feel so bored today for today because I have continuously 6 periods, morning 4 periods for the fourth year student, and again after 11:35 you have 2 periods continuously. 6 periods I am talking. Now let me download your attendance. I have downloaded the attendance. 31 people are present today in physical class. Let me stop the recording. Okay.